Hi, thanks for stopping by. I'm Dr. Gregory Kramer, Livonia Wellness Expert. Today I'm going to go over a few basic points on advanced shoulder and hip mobility. Number one, I'm going to talk a little bit today about some of the videos I posted. The first thing is, these are not for everybody. Like I said, these are advanced. So you basically have to be able to do at least about 50 body weight squats in order to do this safely. But once you can do that, the exercises I'm going to show you are fantastic for not only to check to make sure you and your kids are growing up and developing optimally, but it's a great tool to check all the major joints of the body. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the overhead squat. You're going to see a video where I have a weight. I suggest you start with a broomstick, where you put the broomstick over your head, and then basically you just squat. Okay? And from the side, the goal is to keep your elbows locked, bring your arms back as far as you can, keep your heels flat on the ground, and make sure you put weight on your heels, drive your knees up, and you want your depth of squat should be about your hips a little bit below your knees. This is probably the best overall exercise to see how are you aging, because it challenges your ankles, your knees, your hips, your spine, and your shoulders. Now, if you have a mobility leak or a blockage either in any of those joints, check out my website, www.Livonia Spine and Health, and you're going to see some posture mobility exercises, some self-help tips you can do to fix it. But I would have you and your kids do this, okay? So this is kind of what it should look like. Start with a broomstick, then gradually add some weight. Your elbows are locked, pull your arms back. You're going to slowly squat and stand up. The other thing I showed you was an overhead lunge with a kettlebell. And the key thing when you do a lunge is you want to keep your knee typically behind your toes, about a 90-degree angle. So if you looked at me from the side and you saw me lunge, you would see typically that this stays at about a 90-degree angle. Okay? And then you're going to be able to go up and down, and typically you are going to have the weight in one of your hands. This is another great tool to stretch the hip flexors, the whole front of the leg. Typically it's going to help people that sit all day. That's another great exercise. The other thing I showed was the the Turkish get-up. That's a great exercise for anybody. You don't have to use a weight. Typically, if you're elderly, that's a fantastic tool. You can use literally the weight of a shoe, and just getting off your back, standing up is a very functional exercise. So those are the three exercises that I showed: overhead squat, overhead lunge, the overhead side lunge, and the Turkish get-up. Remember, when you squat, pull your arms back. When you do make sure your heels are flat, knees are going out, sink deep where your hips are below your levels of your knees. And when you do the lunge, just make sure that your knee is typically not going over your toes, and your stomach is tight. Another thing you can do to offset sitting is, this is called a Bulgarian lunge. So 90-degree angle and tight stomach. Your spine is pretty much vertical. You can add weight if you want, but this is fantastic to offset people who spend a lot of time sitting. So those are a few little advanced mobility secrets. Again, if you have trouble with these, check out my self-help tips on my website. If you want more information, call my office and check out our free posture mobility class. We do them twice a month on Saturday. And if you need some personalized attention, any health problems, just give us a call at 248-615-1533. I'm Dr. Gregory Kramer, Livonia Wellness Expert.